Hi everyone, good morning and good evening to all. This is Sunil here. Hope you're all doing great. You're all welcome to this online demonstration session about Informatica MDM. So what we'll do is we'll go through four things. First thing is I'll go through a presentation here. That is the presentation. And the second thing, I'm going to talk about the Informatica MDM. First of all, what is an MDM and what's an Informatica MDM in brief? MDM in brief and Informatica MDM in brief I'm going to talk about. And finally, I'm going to talk about the architecture in brief. And the fourth thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the tool. Okay, so let's start. Let's not waste time. Let's start. So the first thing is, this first presentation is very important because whatever doubts you have, anything, let's say, what do I get if I take this course? Is this course designed for me? I don't know anything. I don't know about IT. I just don't know anything about computers. Can I take this course? What's the prerequisite? What's the course contents? Is it real time? We're going to talk all of it in this demonstration. Okay, so let's start. The first thing is map to role. What is map to role? Map to role means, let's say that you have taken this course successfully from me. Let's say you have successfully taken this course. Then what roles you can map yourself into? So basically, frankly speaking, you can map yourself into 3 years experience Informatica MDM developer. That's the objective of this training course. It does not mean that you cannot work as an administrator or as an architect or as a senior programmer or as a senior developer or as a data profiler. You can also work, okay? But in order to work as a architect, there are some other responsibilities. I'll be telling you that, okay? You need to focus on those responsibilities as well. So the main meaning of this line is, you can straight away, once you take the course, you can compete with a 3 years experience Informatica MDM developer in the market. Okay, now that should be loud and clear. Now let's move ahead to the second point. The second thing talks about the versioning. So Informatica MDM is available in many different versions, starting from Cyperion, then from Informatica 9.0.1, then 9.10, then 9.5, 9.5.1, 9.6, 9.6.1, 9.7, 9.7.1, then finally the version 10. That's the most latest version from Informatica. Okay, now this is my tool is in version 10, as you can see here, version 10.0. okay, this is the version 10. The meaning is, I will be focusing and I'll be training on the version 10. I'll not be training on older versions of this software. The reason is, you already know, no one wants to get trained in an older version, okay, for many reasons. Now, coming to the point, there are certain areas in which there are significant differences between the older version and the newer version. For example, before 9.6.1 and after 9.6.1, there are many differences in the implementation of some features like the user exit, the save, the deletion logic and all that. Okay, so at those places, I'll tell you how you can implement a particular feature in the older version and in the newer version. Okay, clear? That should be clear about the versioning part. Now let's move on to the prerequisite. Now this is very, very important because I get a lot of questions from a lot of people that they ask me, I know Informatica Power Center, can I learn Informatica MDM? I know IDQ, can I learn MDM? A lot of people come to me and say that I don't know anything, can I learn Informatica MDM? So this is very important. The only prerequisite that I'll put is SQL, or you can say basic knowledge of database, or RDBMS. So basic knowledge of database means writing queries, insert statements, update statements, joining two tables, and simple queries, and all those basic things. What's a view? Very basic information. That's all what you need. Okay, and Java. Now, a lot of people get frightened because a lot of people who take this course are from a non-Java background. I know that. So let me put it clearly. Where do you need Java? First of all, the first thing is, if you're planning for less than 5 years, let's say if you're planning to work as less than 5 years Informatica developer, you don't even need to know J about Java. But let's say if you are putting more than 5 years into Informatica MDM, then yes, you need to have some knowledge on Java. Now, what is the let's say even if I need knowledge on Java, what's the knowledge that I need? I need just basic knowledge of Java. That's either you can say core Java or the basic Java. You don't need to know what's a servlet. You don't need to know what's an applet and springs, frames, hibernate, all those features. You don't even need to know. You just need to know very basic programming of Java, how to write a class, how to call different libraries, how to implement another class, what are simple variables, and how to open a JDBC connection. Very simple things that you need to know. Okay, and in fact, uh, I'm going to give you tutorials on Java side also, the video tutorials and different materials. So I'll put it down here, Java tutorials. Okay, so I'll also give you Java tutorials if you're interested. But remember, there are only few places where you need knowledge of Java, not in all places, just few places where you need the knowledge of Java. And if you want, you can also neglect this. The places are user exit, SIF. Okay, these are the places where you need Java. You can also skip it. I mean, if you don't want to want to learn, you can also skip it. You can also learn Informatica MDM without learning Java. That's well and good. Now that should be clear, the prerequisite. The main prerequisite is this, and if you know core Java, that's a plus. If you don't know, that's fine. Now the course contents and the assignment. Now let's move on to the course contents. So let me open this course content here. This is my course content. Yeah, you can see here, this is roughly divided into 15 topics. 15 topics, 1-5. Okay. So the first topic talks about the architecture, how Informatica architecture is designed and all that. And then the second topic discusses about the data model. In this class, we are going to talk about the data modeling, how how to create a data model from the scratch, how an MDM data model differs from a data warehouse model and all that. And the third thing, we are going to talk about how to use the cleansing, how to cleanse the data. And the fourth, we are going to talk about the trust and the validation rules. And the fifth is the most important class. Probably you don't want to miss this one because this is very, very important. In fact, this is the heart of Informatica MDM. So no one wants to miss this. Okay. So this is, you should put more energy in here. And then configuring the data access. This is quite easy, quite simple. So I wouldn't, this is very simple. Okay. You can learn easily. Even a kid can learn. Yeah, starting from version 9 onwards, I mean starting from topic 9 onwards, this is where the advanced topic starts. So basically Informatica MDM is divided into two things, basic, advanced. Now I'm going to cover both of it. So till topic number 8, 1 to 8, this is basic, and you can say less than 3 years experience or 3 years experience need to put more focus on this basic, whereas greater than 4-5 years experienced people need to focus on the advanced side as well. Okay, basic plus the advanced side as well. Now the user exit. The user exit is something, this is in Java. Okay, in the version 10. I mean the version 9.6.1.9.7 and version 10, this has to be implemented in Java. You don't have to be an expert in Java to actually implement this particular user exit. You just, there are programs are already there. You just need to modify those programs and need to use it. I mean, I'll just show you if I just formatted my system, but I think I'll have those programs. Let me check. Yeah, I think I have it. So For example, one user exit, you can see here, this is one user exit. This is a very simple program. You can see here, all what you need to do is you just need to change the statement here. You don't have to actually understand what is this and what is this. If you want to understand, that's well and good. If you don't want, just you need to understand, you need to put your custom code in here. So this is all. I mean, a lot of people actually get frightened that, I mean, MDM needs Java. I don't know anything about Java. Can I learn this? Yes, anyone can learn it. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's the user exit, and I'll also tell you how you can implement this in the older method, that is using the procedure of the packages part. Okay, lot of trainers actually skip this particular user exit, and even if they cover it, they don't tell you how to implement this in Java part. And even if they tell you, no one will show you how to do it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to demonstrate how this is actually done. Now coming to the logging file is it's slightly complex in Informatica MDM as compared to other softwares. For example, logging is pretty much a big subject in itself. So I'll just show you. One second, let me close all of these things, creating confusion. Yeah, logging has to be in here. So you can see here there are four big topics, I mean four big documents that I've created for logging. So I'm going to go through that in the logging class. And then the hierarchy management. Hierarchy management is slightly complicated topic, but I'm going to tell you how you can actually create your hierarchies, how you can administer them, how you can configure them, and how you can use them in both IDD and in the hub console. So we are going to talk about this in details in the class. And the security access manager, this is very simple, quite easy, not a complicated thing. And now coming to the 13th point, this is one of the if you ask me which is complicated in MDM, I would say SIF, because SIF is slightly complicated for people who don't have proper guidance. For them SIF is like a scary movie, or you can say that it's like a horror movie. But I don't say actually it's a horror movie. If you don't know the proper way, then yes, SIF is like a horror movie only. So just understand how properly this is done. I'm going to tell you in Eclipse, I'm going to show you how you can do this. I'm going to tell you in SOAP how you can implement that. I'm going to tell you over the HTTP using the Java code how you can implement that. For example, this was there. I'll just show you. One second. I think, yeah, the SIF documents will be in here. So for example, I'll just show you one sample program. For example, see, if you don't have these sample programs, then yes, SIF is very, very complicated. Not complicated, very complicated. But because I have these programs already, so for me, implementing SIF is just like a cakewalk. It's very simple, very easy. If you have these particular documents and these particular things, because all you need to do is just reuse these particular things. You don't have to be a real expert or big guy to actually implement this. You don't need to know anything. Okay, just have it, you can do it. And yeah, let's move on. So SIF, I'll be covering SIF on how to actually implement SIF, how to do it in real time, and all those things. In fact, everything I'll be covering in the SIF. And coming on to the 14th point, this talks about IDD, Informatica Data Director. Now what is IDD? Informatica Data Director is something, it's a monitoring tool that is used for monitoring the data, for matching, for merging the customers, viewing the address details, viewing the contact details, viewing the hierarchy. So basically, if you ask me what is IDD, IDD means it's just a web console. It's a console tool, I mean, that you access over the browser, and what it does is you're just going to view the data. That's the simple definition of an IDD. So I'm going to tell you how you can configure the IDD, how you can create an application, how you can consume, how you can monitor everything. I'll be telling you. And then finally the message queues. Message queues is something which is needed for real-time integration if you want to integrate your MDM in real time with the targets, then you need the concept of the message queues. I'm going to tell you how you can create a message queue, how you can configure a message queue, how you are going to publish a message to the message queue, how you are going to read a message from the message queue. I'm going to tell you all of that. So that's pretty much it from the course contents. Okay, I'll also show you the installation steps, and also I'll show you the how to create a particular ORS, operational reference store. So that's it from the course contents. Now let's move on to this particular the structure of the class. The structure of the class, let me open it. Yeah, this is the structure of the class. I have pretty much, you can see here the introduction and the architecture, and you can see it's roughly divided into 24 sessions, but this will not uh, complete in 24 sessions, because if there are any doubts and all that, then I would have to answer all the doubts, clarify all of that. So that would take around 30 sessions. So the duration of the training will be 20, I mean it will be 30 days to 35 days. That's the duration. And I can promise you one thing, that I'll be more sincere than any one of you. So I'll complete the class at max to max to max. It will be 40 days, not more than that. But normally it will be like 30 to 35 days. Okay. 40 days, it can be 40 days if there are a lot of doubts, because normally I do not skip doubts even at the middle of the class or at the beginning of the class. If anyone asks me any doubt, then I answer it right away at that point. Anyway, so I have created a lot of assignment for you. These are on lab hands-on assignment. You need to log in into the tool to do all these hands-on assignments. And what if you don't do it? If you don't do it, then you will learn the training course but not practically. You just learn it as a training program. But if you really want to learn real-time training, then this is real-time training. I mean, I have created these assignments for you in such a manner that once let's say you take the training course successfully with these assignments, and let's say you start work, you get a job in MDM and you start working for that, then it's not like I'll show you a very good trailer movie, a small trailer, nice looking trailer, but when you actually go to your company, then that will be a 3 hour horror movie. It's not like that. It's, if you see a horror movie now, you will see it later. If you see a good movie now, you'll see that later. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now that's about the course contents, and I mean this session plan. Now let me open this. Now case studies, we are going to have different case studies. As you can see here, these are different case studies I have. We are going to have different case studies in the class, and as promised, I'll also give you the Java tutorials. That if you, this is only needed if you want to learn if you want to learn the CIF and user exit. So initially you don't need to concentrate on this. Later, after 1 week of the 1 week of the starting of the class, you can do this, but that's on you how you want to do it. Now coming to the materials, what are all the materials that you will be getting? You will be getting the lab guide from Informatica Corporation. This is the lab guide. It's like a double, triple spoon feeding. That's all I can say. With print screen you can see here, and even a kid can understand what is MDM using this lab guide. But actually I'll not be following this lab guide. The reason is this is just a training guide. I mean, this does not teach us training in a practical manner. I mean, what I'm trying to say is this does not cover the training in a real-time manner, whereas I want to cover the training in a real-time manner. So what I do is I have created my own lab guide. This is my own lab guide, and you can see here this is something where I've taken many use cases. This is the use case of a telecom sector. This is the use case of a finance sector. So this is not like a training environment. This is a real-time environment, because in fact these projects that I have written here, the source system, the description, this is from my earlier work experience. Okay, my earlier work experience, not it's not something that I have created just like that. Okay, it's not like that. So you can see here reference databases, Duns and Bradstreet will also be integrating that, and Chamber of Commerce also will be integrating that. And you have different mapping sheet. You can see here this mapping sheet has been designed in such a manner that you get exposure to all the different types of cleansing that could be done in Informatica MDM. The main purpose is to make you an expert so that you can straight away after the training course you can join any project and you can start working. And I have different match rules, as you can see here. So this is moreover like this is taken from a live project. Okay, so what I was trying to say is, I mean, this is moreover, this training will be completely real time. As you can see here, I have many different environments. For example, this classroom training environment, this is from a live client, a live project, and this is from online training, and this sample ORS, this is a pre-filled ORS. This has a pre-built data model. You can see here the data model is already there. Okay, so this will take some time because this is a pretty big data model, and in fact this is one of the largest implementations in if you consider MDM. So this is one of the largest implementations in MDM side. Now while that is getting loaded, now let me show you other materials that you'll be receiving. You'll be receiving these different guides, these training guides, these PPT materials. I'll give you these training materials, just one second. One second. Okay, now I have all of this. You can see here this contains around 52 pages, this contains around 90 pages or 80 pages or something, 80 pages. So you'll have around 6 documents like this. Then what else I'll be giving you? I'll be giving you all these different books. You can see here books and different materials that I have collected. It took a lot of time, in fact, frankly speaking, to collect all these materials, and frankly speaking, if you want to go through all of these materials, this will take around 2-3 years to complete. Just joking. But this is like a very exhaustive list. Even I have collected collection of older documents. If you wanted to understand how was Informatica 10 years back, I mean how was this tool 10 years back, if you want to find out, this was called as Hyperion. Okay, so I also have these documents. And yeah, and what else? PPTs, PDFs, video materials. I'll also be giving you different video materials. And let's see, did I miss anything? Yeah, different other things. There are a lot of materials, in fact. I mean, this different relationship model, this data model, and pretty much there are a lot of other things that I'll be providing. This base object details, this is very important, small document, quite useful and very useful, I would say. And yeah, this was the data model I was talking about. Pretty huge, but very much useful. So this is a real-time data environment that you can use it. This also contains data. Okay, so this also contains data, real-time data. Okay, so you can use that. Now let's move on to the next thing, the question and answers. So question and answers is something you are always open. So this class will be like an open forum. So it's like a virtual classroom, not an online training. So you can say it will be almost like a classroom training. If you have any issues, anything, you can stop me in the class and you can also ask me. That's not a problem. That's fine. Because for me, the most important thing is you must understand things properly. Because let's say if you have a doubt in your mind and I keep on going, then you will not really understand. So it's better that you clarify that. So that's fine, that's not a problem. Okay, now coming to the interview questions. I have, like, the people who take training for me, they regularly attend interviews. I have trained a lot of people. So they take in US and in worldwide, you can say in US and especially in India, mostly especially in US, a lot of people I have trained. So they attend interviews and they provide me the questions. For example, you see here different questions I have collected. So, and this document also contains a lot of questions. So basically these questions are collected from people who have attended interviews. This is not something that I have just created on my own. This is a collection, not a creation. Okay, so basically I'll give you this thing, and all I can tell you about this interview questions is if you just go through that, that's more than enough to crack almost 90% of the interview. Even architect level interviews can be cracked using this document. Okay, now moving on to the next part, certification guide. Let's say if you're planning for Informatica MDM certification, then I have a lot of documents relating to the certification. This has around 300 questions. I'll give you this particular document. You can use it for certification. And I have a lot of other small documents. This is also very useful, and this is very recent. I mean, this is for version 10. Okay, and this one is for older version. This one for older version, but very useful. And this one is for the latest version. Okay, there are questions and all that. You can use all of this for certification. And yeah, and I already told you the real-time project. So basically we'll be going through two projects, case studies and real-time project. We'll be going through two projects. One is a telecom sector, another one is a finance sector, and also one more thing, I'll also be briefing you about a manufacturing sector, how to implement an MDM in a manufacturing sector. And real-time data, yes, as promised, I will give you real-time data so that you can practice. You will have training data as well as real-time data. So you will have this, and the tool access. You are going to get the tool access. You can see here, you're going to get the tool access. This tool access comes as a part of the training course. So you will get this tool access, and this is very simple, zero configuration. In fact I've created just few minutes back itself, I created one video relating to the tool access. This is the tool access. You can see this. I configured the whole tool in 13 minutes 23 seconds. So to configure and open this tool in your desktop, you can do it in almost like 10-15 minutes, nothing more than that. So that's how simple it is to access the tool. Very fast, you can see here. So it's quite fast. As soon as I click on anything, I can see here. So this is very fast access, and you will have access to this tool for the duration of the training and after that also. So based on your need, you will have access to this tool. Now you will also be getting the recorded sessions. So at the end of the classes, I'll be uploading these recorded sessions in my Google Drive. For example, I'll just show you. So for example, this is my Google Drive. I'll upload these recorded sessions in my Google Drive, and at the end of the class, I'll share that. I mean, after the class, for example, these are the recorded sessions. I have shared it. So you'll get all of this. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this small demonstration. Now I think all your doubts should have been cleared. I think I clarified all of your doubts. If not, if you still have any more doubts, you can always contact me. And yes, the presentation is done. Now let's quickly talk about what is actually MDM and what is Informatica MDM. So let's have a very small guys, the MDM, Informatica MDM architecture and tool, actually I have created separate videos for all of these three, but because since this is a demonstration, so I'll just tell you quickly what is MDM and what is Informatica MDM, what's the architecture and what's the tool, very quickly. In fact, just 2-3 minutes on that. I'll just speak on that. Now let's try to understand the let me open this document. Let's try to understand what is actually MDM, because we talked a lot about MDM, but we didn't talk about the definition. Anyway, I normally cover this in the first class in details, but I'll just quickly tell you what is MDM. MDM is basically integrating different instances of a customer to create a unique version of the truth. For example, I have a customer. Let's take a case study of Vodafone. Just one second. Let's take a case study of Vodafone, Vodafone India Private Limited. Now let's say a particular customer is there. His name is John K. Smith. Okay, so he has taken 3 products from Vodafone. So that's why his information is registered in 3 different databases: prepaid, postpaid and internet database. So the customer is the same, you can see here, but the names are different in different databases. This happens very commonly because nowadays companies, because of competition, they do not validate the data. They just simply accept the data. So what is happening is a lot of invalid information enters your database. Now MDM is all about taking this 3 duplicate data and creating the unique version of truth. Unique means only one version, and this version is nothing but the master data, and this is the master data that we are talking about. MDM is all about this, nothing more than that, nothing less than that. It's all about creating the master data from the source systems. Now, then why do we need such a big software? We need a big software for configuring, because you need to tell the system on what basis these three records are duplicates, and you also need to tell the system which is the best version. For example, John is the best, John Smith is the best, or John K. Smith is the best. You need to tell the system. That is why we have this big software. Okay, so, and in fact that's what all MDM means. Remember, a lot of people tell you that MDM is this, MDM is that. They are just wasting your time. MDM means this is all. This is all integrating. I mean, you have different instances of customer or product or store or location, and you create a unique version out of it. That's the simple definition. Now let's quickly go through some important points, because I'll be covering this in the first class, so I'm not going to cover all of that now. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll cover this in the first class, because this will take around half an hour to cover. So let me close it. And architecture, this I'll be covering in the second class. The architecture, I'll tell you the architecture of Informatica MDM very quickly. These are the source systems. You have landing tables here, staging tables here, base object here, and these are all my target systems. Then the match, merge, all of that, everything is there. And this talks about the software tier architecture. That is it tier 1, tier 2, what is the tier, how many tires are there? So basically Informatica MDM is a 3-tier architecture. Now coming to the final point, guys, I'm not covering architecture and those things now, because this will take almost like 2 hours to explain you what's the architecture. In fact, I can explain the architecture in 3-4 hours also, because architecture is always big and it's always interesting. Okay, so anyway, I'll be covering this later in the class. Now let's talk about the final thing and try to finish it here. And this is the tool. Okay, so this is the tool for Informatica MDM. You have many different things here. You create the data model here. This is for actually viewing the data model. Okay, and this is for configuring systems and trust, nothing but the survivorship. This is the queries, packages, same as packages are nothing but views in your database. These cleanse functions and mappings are just used to clean the data. And you have hierarchies, data manager, merge manager, hierarchy manager. We are going to talk all of that in the class. This is in the third class. We are going to do learn all of this in the third class, where I'm going to give a brief on what are all this particular thing, what do all they mean, and the tool access also you will have it after the third class. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it from my side. I think I'm pretty much done. So I designed this particular document so that you will not have any doubts, but definitely you will have some more doubts. If you have any more doubts, you can always reach out to me, and if you want to check my other videos, you can always go to the channel and check my other videos. I keep on adding videos for related to different, pertaining to different topics. Okay, and that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and that's it. Thanks.